Where are the strong traditional men who aren't conservative? They don't exist. All right, welcome back to the party, everybody. Hit that like and subscribe. You know I would do it for you, and let's party. So there has been a poll that has come out that has shaken everybody up about the politics of 12th graders. Seems that 12th grade girls are super liberal and 12th grade boys are super conservative.
The big cultural news sending shockwaves to the left is that 12th grade boys are skewing heavily conservative. And this news came out a few days ago, but it's only now that with the dating scene being questioned, many leftists are saying, what is going on? What's happening to 12th grade boys? Oh boy, from the post-millennial 12th grade American boys trend conservative report. General knowledge may say that the more and more young people are identifying as liberal. According to new data, 12th grade high school boys are twice as likely to identify as conservative as compared to liberal.
So this is seemingly good news in the sense that I've been saying that Gen Z maybe possibly could be a force for changing the culture and bringing it back to a more status quo where things aren't, being flipped upside down. But I don't know how they're measuring this, and we see a lot of dumb Zoomers out there. So I'm cautiously optimistic.
In annual surveys over the past few years, data pulled from Monitoring the Future, an organization, has shown that about a quarter of high school seniors identify as conservative or very conservative. Only 13% of the 12th grade boys identify as liberal. That's interesting. An image from a graph from the book Generations, The Real Differences Between Gen Z, Millennial, Gen X, Boomers, and Silence, and What They Mean for America's Future by Jean Twenge went somewhat viral online. The graph excludes moderate students, but of those high school seniors that do identify politically, around 65% of boys were conservative, while only around 31% of girls identified that way.
So it's talking more about not the entirety of 12th graders across the country, but 12th graders who are into politics. Where are you? If you're not into politics, then you're not really relevant for this survey.
Let me tell you what this means. I'm going to say
do.
it and just be as shockingly offensive as I can. This means that girls will start to skew conservative. Why? Young boys are object-oriented. Or I should say males are object-oriented and females are subject-oriented. It's really that simple. Guys, when they talk to each other, talk about granular facts, goals, and accomplishments, and females talk about feelings. It's not absolute. It's just generally speaking. Meaning, generally speaking, if females want to get boyfriends, they will have to socialize with conservative young men.
And we've already seen a number of videos, TikToks, tweets, and all that stuff of women, hitting the wall right around 30, being like, oh my goodness, there's no good men out here. They're either bigoted and misogynistic and all this stuff, or they're weak and soy and whatever. Where are the strong traditional men who aren't conservative? They don't exist. Because the strong traditions that you are looking for are the foundations of what makes somebody conservative. And I'm using that a term as, kind of an umbrella term to not really get into the specifics of, policy positions in that. If we're just talking about liberal versus conservative. You're already seeing this trend that women do not want liberal men. They want them to be liberal in their thinking, but viscerally, they are not attracted to that.
Of course, it's entirely possible that there are liberal young men who will be simps and white knights, and many women will date them as well. It's true. But I also believe that there is going to be, look, let's just be real. Do the girls really want to date the loser guys who are weird? No, they're going to want to date the edgy, strong, popular, charismatic guys. And those are guys who are sure of themselves, I believe, will likely lead to a tendency, not an absolute. It could be 51 to 49. But let's read more. As one political analyst put it, Democrats have a masculinity problem, setting trends among Black and Latino voters. They're going to mention Jordan Peterson and Dennis Prager, et cetera. And
all the toxically masculine men. They're all so toxically masculine. But it's the liberal men who have an issue with masculinity. Maybe, just maybe, Jordan Peterson isn't the horrible, toxically masculine man that you paint him out to be. Just a thought.
I'll just mention Andrew Tate, Why is Andrew Tate so popular? Why is Jordan Peterson so popular? Dude, they are two different kinds of people to look up to if you're a young man. Bingo. Jordan Peterson, the suit-wearing, intelligent academic who says, clean your room, be responsible, like a father figure someone he didn't have. And Andrew Tate is a guy who is a world champion kickboxer who is physically fit, silly, funny, a bit irreverent. The left doesn't get that. And he tells you to be strong.
That's a big part that the left doesn't get that. The left doesn't get that despite the fact that Andrew Tate is not saying all the right things, despite the fact that Andrew Tate is not the nicest person, that he's not somebody that I would want to be around my family, around my sister, around... that's irrelevant. That's not why people like these figures. That's not why people like Donald Trump. It's not about that. And that's what liberals don't seem to understand. They can only see people in, oh, you're good, or oh, you're bad. There's no nuance. And because of that, then all they can cling to is the people who virtue signal enough to be on their side. Everybody else is bad. Everybody else is right wing. Everybody else is somebody that we cannot trust. And that is just not the case. That is just not the case. Just as a Christian person may say that anybody who's an atheist automatically can't have good ideas, that's just not the case. Now, you may not approve of what the overarching behavior patterns of atheists are, but if you can't see past that, you are just as bad as them.
Strong. Fight for yourself.
Facts.
Don't let them run you over. Be who you are. Now, they'll accuse Andrew Tate of all sorts of awful things or whatever. It's funny because if you look at a lot of what Andrew Tate has this video where he's like, I went out and bought some Bugattis. I got 10 Bugattis. And then the camera pans and he has little scooters and he jumps on one and rides away. The dude is fun. He's funny. He's inspiring. People like that. He's also tough. He's sure of himself. He has this video where he's like, who would you rather do? I'm not going to get into like Hulk Hogan or Megan Fox. And the left makes fun of him for it. And they don't get it. The strong guy, the tough guy, the world champion fighter who's a billionaire or whatever his net worth is, hundreds of millions of dollars, who is having a good time and laughing, that's something people want to look up to. The freedom.
Exactly. I'm just going to say depression that you must feel, constantly having to measure yourself up to what is the right thing to say, despite what I think. What is the right thing to say? What is the right thing to believe? Who's the right person to support? Instead of thinking your own thoughts, having to filter all of that through what is the right thing? What are we believing in today? What is our cause today? All of that stuff. It's just so much wasted energy. And I understand why liberals are so much more depressed than conservatives. That is wasted energy.
So here we are. Shoe on Head, shout out. She has a great thread. She has these two tweets. One from Dreamleaf says, what WTF is wrong with 12th grade boys? Because you can see the girls are liberal and the boys are conservative. Mm-hmm. Then you have this one. Pogfish says, we need smart, entertaining, and semi-edgy male role models on the left to show that the left isn't just a bunch of soy moralizing cringe lords.
But aren't they? I mean, legitimately, aside from Destiny, is there anybody on the left that you respect and disagree with? Anybody? Didn't think so.
Unironically, Destiny is the only person I can think of that fits this description.
There you go.
Yo.
Oh, I swear I did not see that. I did not read this before. I do respect Destiny, but he's the only one.
Destiny's fantastic.
He is. I love
But he ain't far leftist like y'all want, okay?
He's very
Destiny
moderate.
Is a pragmatic, reasonable guy who reads things and then believes things and then explains what he believes. Yep. Tremendous respect for the dude. We agree on so much. We disagree on a lot. He doesn't like Trump.
Same. I think there's so much, and it comes down to the way you think about things. It comes down to the way that you approach issues, and it comes down to what you are willing to allow into your perspective. And I think everything that Tim just said about Destiny is absolutely right. I honestly probably watch more content just because he's a streamer I don't watch his streams, but he puts out VODs, the video on demand things on his channel, and I don't watch all of them, but I'll click on it and see what it is. Not just because I like his way of thinking, I like the community that he has built, and I'm looking to build that same type of community. And if you're interested in that, you will definitely find a home at the Indian Jesus Discord server, where the party never ends. That's right, 24/7 we are in there hanging out, and after every single live stream, we go in there for a conversation that you are not stuck behind your keyboard. You're actually on screen with me and everybody else. You can cam up if you want to. You don't have to. Either way, it's a good time. Come and join us.
I don't think Trump is nearly as bad, but I'm not like, MAGA hat wearing diehard Trump or anything like that. Who else do they have? Jimmy Dore, I think, actually
okay,
is
fair.
Like, here's the issue.
I'll take that back. I do like Jimmy Dore's perspectives, but I do also think that it's very superficial. That he kind of has his talking points, and he goes through the talking points. He'll pick out things that go to his point, and he makes good points, but it's very narrow. His scope of what he will talk about is rather narrow for somebody that I'm looking to keep up with on the left to see what's going on with the left. I know he's anti-establishment, and everything kind of really circles around that. I don't know what his actual political opinions are. I just know what on the left that he doesn't like, which again is useful. But unlike Destiny, there's so much information, there's so much conversation that we really can understand who, at least in the political realm, who is Destiny. And I just don't get that from Jimmy Dore, although I do really enjoy his content.
Jimmy Dore is going to attract young men, talk about his policies, and ultimately it's going to result in young people not being far left. Despite the fact that Jimmy is rather socialist, but Jimmy is tough. He will yell. He will speak with passion. The left doesn't have anything but these like weak soy boys. But here's the most important element. Shu nails it. She says, every other month, people see something like this and panic. Where are the leftist Andrew Tates? But if your goal isn't to help men, and it's just to stop them from moving right, it's transparent. It won't work.
Beast! Beast! The left doesn't want to help men. The left doesn't want to help men. That's why there's no left-wing Andrew Tate, because the only thing that Andrew Tate is about is helping men. And he may be doing it in the ways that you don't like, that I don't like. That's not the point. The starting point is to want to help men. And the left wing doesn't care about men. Brilliant point. Shout out to Shu on Head.
I'll break it down for you. There's no leftist Andrew Tates because a function of the left is to demonize men. Bingo. End of story. Shu says, be young man. Told you're everything wrong with society. Gravitate towards people who don't do that. OMG, what's wrong with boys? Let's find the problem. Yep. And there is the big Chad man holding a mirror up to you. Even though Republicans won't do ish, at least the right rhetorically offers something to young men other than the eternal HR department.
Where is she wrong? Where is she wrong? Again, please let me know. If you disagree with any of this, please let me know. I am absolutely willing to have that conversation.
They win over young men because the left micromanages every aspect of their lives, from media they consume to the jokes they make. And the right is just like, here's a picture of Alex Jones, and it says, you will own a large piece of land. You will own a spacious ranch-style home in a homogenous, high-trust community. Yeah. You will have fires every night in the backyard. You will have bountiful children with your loving wife. You will get dinner cooked for you every night. Now, hold on there a minute. What do men want?
Peace. Men want peace. Men want love and peace. That is all. I don't know about y'all. That's all I want. Love and peace.
Men are simple beings. They want full bellies, and they want a family. Not every guy.
That's it.
Not every single one. But it really is that simple. Men want security. Women want security too. Men are more willing to take risks, the data shows. But it's just so simple. Women are a bit more complicated. Complex social elements play a role in what women say they want.
Yeah. And I mean, that's a whole other discussion. So definitely go check out the rest of Tim's video to, get his whole thing. But I just found that amazingly on point. Shout out again to Shu on Head for pointing out that the starting point for all of this, the reason there's no left-wing Jordan Peterson, the reason there's no left-wing Andrew Tate, the reason there's not even a left-wing Sneeko, at least if y'all had a Sneeko, is because the left does not care about men. It's plain and simple. The only way to be accepted on the left as a man is to be a simpy soy feminist. So if you actually want to help people, not just women, not just the people who agree with you, but help our country, then you have to stand for that and do that. And when you don't, we can see that you don't care. That is why we are not on the same team. Agree? Disagree? Let me know in the comments below, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Once again, I have been your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Until next time, guys, I am out of here. Peace.